A DQ cone is made with three basic parts: the base, the ball, and the curl. The base is the portion of the soft serve that is inside the cone. It should fill the cavity of the cone completely, and there should not be any air pockets. Do not cover the drip ring of the cone. The drip ring is the small rectangles that go all the way around the inside edge of the cone. This ring is for dripping soft serve, hence the name drip ring. If you fill it up with soft serve, then the soft serve will drip onto the customer's hand. The balls form our cone's distinctive shape. The ball shape not only looks great, but it also helps you portion the soft serve properly. The ball is formed by holding the cone, or any container you are dispensing the soft serve into, completely still. Let the spigot do the work. If you hold the cone still, the soft serve will spread out in a round ball-like shape. If you move the container or your wrist, this will cause rippling or flattening. Finally, all cones have our trademark curl on top, which dates back to 1938. We always make the base, ball, and curl shapes when dispensing soft serve. Even if it is for a blizzard or a shake, you should still make these shapes because we want everyone to practice the famous DQ shape so frequently that it becomes second nature, and because it keeps our portioning consistent.
To form the perfect cone, follow these steps. 1. If the soft serve freezer hasn't been used for a few minutes, you should first open up the spigot to dispense about 1 inch of soft serve out into a metal cup. This process, called runoff, clears out the small amount of soft serve in the spigot because it has often thawed a bit and become runny. Every so often, you will need to discard the contents of the metal cup used for runoff in the waste bucket, if your store has one, or in the mop sink in the back of the location. 2. Select the correct size cone and hold it by the paper sleeve only. Do not touch the actual cone with your hands because a customer will be eating it. 3. Next, holding the cone directly under the spigot, dispense enough soft serve to fill the cavity of the cone. This forms the base of the cone and it supports the rest of the soft serve form. Remember not to cover the drip ring of the cone. 4. Next, form the first ball. Lower the cone about ½ an inch and hold it steady. Remember to let the spigot do the work. Let the soft serve spread out into a ball, but do not let the ball extend beyond the drip ring. Kid-size cones have 1 ball, small cones have 2, and medium as well as large cones have 3. 5. When the first ball has started to form nicely, lower the cone another ½ inch to start the second ball. The second ball should be the same shape and size as the first. 6. If a medium or large cone, lower the cone another ½ an inch to form a third ball. Finish the cone with the trademark curl. The curl is formed by moving the cone straight down while closing the spigot on the soft serve freezer. This stretches the soft serve into a tail or ribbon that will become the curl. Pull the cone toward your body, then, using one continuous clockwise motion, bring the product up and to the left to the 9 o'clock position. Then sweep around to 1 o'clock, and finally pull back across towards 7 o'clock, leaving a tail to make the curl. This does not have to be too fast. Remember, you turned off the soft serve freezer, but it does have to be a fluid, continuous motion to form a perfect curl. We call this the 917 curl. The curl takes a lot of practice, so don't worry if you're not getting the hang of it at first. Keep practicing.
As you get better at forming the perfect base and ball on your cones and treats, you will see that these shapes actually guide you to proper portioning as long as the overrun is correct. At first, you will want to weigh all of your cones until you have mastered the weights of each. Put the item on the scale to weigh it. If it weighs too much, the balls of soft serve are probably too large. If it is too light, then they aren't big enough. Once you get the hang of it, continue to weigh every few cones so you stay in the right range. The proper weight for each DQ cone is:
a kid's cone is 3.5 ounces, a small cone is 5 ounces, a medium cone is 7 ounces, and a large cone is 10 ounces. Consistency is key in delivering cone sizes that our guests expect at DQ, and also ensures that the cones match our posted nutritional values.
Dispensing soft serve consistently and properly will help you portion all our products correctly. Don't forget that even if you are making a blended treat like a shake or blizzard, always form the base, ball, and curl.